You've probably heard Wonderwall a million times, but I bet you've never heard this. The song uses suspended chords, which were commonly seen in 90s pop music, but Oasis didn't even realise they were playing those chords. This kind of music theory breakdown is what I do here, so hit subscribe if you want more. The first two chords are F sharp minor and A major, which are boring, simple triads, but it's the next two chords which are the suspended chords. And this is the first suspended chord that we see. It's E sus4, and how you make a suspended chord is instead of having your root, a major third or minor third, and a fifth, you instead play a fourth interval. And this kind of creates that suspense and wanting it to either resolve to the major third or resolve to the minor third. But obviously we don't get that here, it's just a E sus. And when we go to this B7 sus4, we're still playing that fourth interval, so we get a sus chord, but we're also adding this minor seventh interval, so we get a bit more colour in the chord. And it's these two chords that really add the characteristic of Wonderwall and sort of give it that suspense as to will it resolve or will it not? And later on in the video, we'll use these techniques to write our own song. And it actually sounds quite similar to Wonderwall. Now there's a second element to this chord progression that makes it way more clever once you start to look at it. And that's the use of the inverted pedal. A pedal in music is normally played in the lowest position, but the chords change around it. So you get some very cool harmony. But an inverted pedal is where we take this pedal down here and we invert it so it's up here. Who could have guessed? And this is what Oasis has done accidentally. And I'll show you why it's been done accidentally when we go to the whiteboard in a second. So with all these chords, we actually have not one inverted pedal, but we have two inverted pedals. We have the A and the E, which are basically played at the top in the same space the entire time. While we have the F sharp minor chord play, we have the A chord play, we have the E sus4 chord play, and the B7 sus4, and we're just keeping that there, we're just keeping that guy going. So let's go over to the whiteboard so I can show you how Oasis wrote this chord progression. Now as you've seen on the piano, all the pitches are laid out in semitones right next to each other, and it goes from the lowest to the highest. Simple, right? But on guitar, that's not the case. Because on guitar, it goes from very, very low, skips a few, and the next string is like A, and then it skips a few, then it's D, skips a few, G, B, E. There's a lot of gaps. So why am I telling you this? Well, when it comes to writing songs on guitar, they can be very, very different to how you would approach them on the piano. When I played the chords out on the piano, I play them in a very simple triad position. But on guitar, you don't really get that triads, it's normally open chords. And that's pretty much what's happened for Wonderwall, and why Oasis have accidentally written both wonderful suspended chords as well as used an inverted pedal. Because playing the song is very, very simple on guitar. You just keep sort of two fingers on the same two spots, and then you sort of change the lower two. But obviously on piano, that's a lot harder to do. So that's how they accidentally used two great music theory techniques by writing a song on guitar. And while we're here, let's do a little bit of a whiteboard analysis of the chords. So luckily for us, they're all diatonic chords. They all belong in the key of F sharp minor. F sharp. Hang on. Now you should be able to see the chord F sharp. And over here we have A major, which is our major 3 chord. Again, it's all in the key, there's nothing crazy going on here. But then something crazy happens. We have E sus4, which is our major 7 chord. Again, it's all diatonic, but using suspended, which doesn't get resolved, which is, you know, really, really nice. And the last chord we have is B7 sus4, and this is our minor 4 chord. Now, technically, this chord isn't defined whether it's major or minor because we have that suspended 4th. The 3rd isn't identified, but in identifying this, it's just easier to call it minor 4 chord. Or you can write it like this. That's probably a more clear way to show it to someone who doesn't know music theory like me. So now let's go back to the whiteboard to use these to write a song. That's right, a song. So let's write a song in B minor using all these new techniques. And let's use the chords B minor, E, D, and F sharp. Now, these chords are quite boring, and they have no sus in them. So we could take this E chord, and we could perhaps, I don't know, turn it into a E sus4. Or if we want to go even crazier, we can add the minor 7th interval to make it a dominant chord, and we keep the sus so it sounds like that. And for this chord, you can actually use a different voicing to get a different tone out of it. You could say play this 7th interval down here. So you could have this sound, or you could have that sound. There's so many ways to play this lovely chord. And now for our second technique that we've learnt, the inverted pedal, let's use this A note as our inverted pedal. And so when we play our B minor chord, when we play this note as well, that now turns it into a B minor 7 chord, because this is the minor 7th interval, B minor 7 chord. We could have this as our first chord, and then we could go to our E7 sus4 chord, because that A is the 4th interval in this chord. And then we could go to D, because that's A, that's already in D. And we can go to F sharp minor, because again. So altogether, that can sound like this. And we can speed it up to make it sound like this. And you've made a Wonderwall ripoff. If you like this kind of breakdown and want to support this channel, I post bonus behind the scenes videos, and there's custom emotes and tier badges. So if you want to join, just click the join button. And if you like this video, then check out this Oasis song, which has a tritone substitution in it. Again, by accident. Oasis are crazy. Okay, bye bye.